Welcome to the Ikios Zone. Swing music, an energetic and vibrant genre of jazz, emerged in the early 1930s and flourished in the 1940s, becoming a defining sound of the American cultural landscape during the swing era. Let's explore the origins of swing music, its key characteristics, and its evolution through the decades, highlighting the contributions of influential musicians and the cultural context in which it thrived. The roots of swing music can be traced back to the African American communities in New Orleans, where jazz was born in the early 20th century. This genre was characterized by its improvisational nature and a blend of African rhythms, blues, and ragtime. As jazz spread northward to cities like Chicago and New York, it began to evolve, incorporating new styles and influences. By the 1920s, jazz had begun to transition from the small improvisational ensembles of early jazz to larger, more structured orchestras. This period saw the rise of big band music, which laid the groundwork for swing. Bands like those led by Duke Ellington and Count Basie started to experiment with arranging and orchestrating jazz music for larger groups, emphasizing rhythm and section interplay. The term swing itself came to describe a rhythmic feel that was both lively and infectious, characterized by a swinging beat that encouraged dancing. This rhythmic quality distinguished swing music from its predecessors, making it particularly popular in halls and ballrooms. The transition from hot jazz, which was more focused on improvisation, to the organized and rhythmically driven swing was crucial in defining the genre. Key characteristics. Swing music is marked by its distinctive rhythmic feel, typically characterized by a steady 4-beat pulse and a syncopated swinging rhythm in the drums and bass. This rhythmic foundation allows for a sense of forward momentum that compels listeners to dance. Additionally, swing often features a call and response structure where sections of the band engage in musical dialogues, enhancing the dynamic interplay within the music. Instrumentation in swing bands typically includes brass, trumpets and trombones, woodwinds, saxophones and clarinets, and a rhythm section comprising piano, bass, and drums. The arrangement of swing music is often more complex than earlier jazz styles, with carefully orchestrated melodies and harmonies that complement improvisation. Another hallmark of swing is its incorporation of vocalists. Bands often featured singers who could engage audiences with their charisma and style, leading to the popularity of big band vocalists such as Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald. The swing era, 1930s to 1940s. The swing era, spanning the 1930s to the early 1940s, marked the zenith of swing music's popularity. This period was characterized by the rise of big bands, which became cultural phenomena. Notable band leaders like Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, and Tommy Dorsey dominated the airwaves and dance floors. Benny Goodman, known as the King of Swing, played a pivotal role in bringing music to the mainstream audiences, particularly through his historic concert at Carnegie Hall in 1938. The popularity of swing music was also bolstered by the advent of radio and the recording industry. Swing bands frequently broadcast live performances, and their records topped the charts, reaching a wide audience across the United States. The music resonated deeply during the Great Depression, providing a sense of escapism and joy amidst economic hardship. Dance styles such as the Lindy Hop, Jitterbug, and Shag evolved in tandem with swing music, creating a vibrant dance culture that celebrated freedom and spontaneity. These dances often reflected the improvisational spirit of the music itself, as dancers would interpret the rhythm in their unique ways. Cultural and social context. Swing music also played a significant role in shaping American culture during the 1930s and 1940s. It became associated with youth culture, rebellion, and a sense of freedom. The integration of African American musicians into the mainstream music scene fostered a sense of racial unity, despite the pervasive segregation of the time. Iconic performances by integrated bands such as the collaboration between Goodman and black clarinetist Cindy Bechet challenged racial barriers and laid the groundwork for future movements in music and civil rights. Moreover, swing music served as a soundtrack to major historical events, including World War II. Many big bands performed for troops, boosting morale and providing entertainment. The music's upbeat and lively nature offered a respite from the harsh realities of war, further embedding it into the American consciousness. Decline and legacy. By the late 1940s, the popularity of swing music began to wane, giving way to the emergence of bebop, a more complex and improvisational form of jazz. Bebop musicians such as Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie sought to push the boundaries of jazz further, focusing on intricate melodies and harmonies rather than danceability. This shift reflected broader cultural changes as the post-war era brought about new artistic movements and societal attitudes. Despite its decline as a dominant genre, swing music left an indelible mark on the landscape of American music. Its rhythms and styles continue to influence jazz, pop, and even rock music. The revival of swing music in the 1990s, characterized by a resurgence of interest in big band culture, demonstrated the genre's lasting appeal. Bands like the Cherry Poppin' Daddies and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy introduced swing to a new generation, blending traditional elements with modern sensibilities. Wrap up. Swing music, with its infectious rhythms and vibrant energy, emerged as a cultural phenomenon in the early 20th century, encapsulating the spirit of an era marked by social change and resilience. From its roots in New Orleans jazz to its pinnacle in the swing era, swing has influenced countless musicians and genres, leaving a legacy that endures to this day. Its evolution reflects not only changes in music, but also shifts in society, making it a vital chapter in the history of American music.